Hello, everyone, and welcome to another round 3 match here for the RBT3 tournament. Tonight's map is Swamp Fever with the teams Intoxic and Hellheim are going to be going up against each other here. Tonight's caster is going to be Sprout Salad, or I guess, if you're living here in the United States, it's going to be Noon.
What?
Noon. Me. It's Noon.
It's noon?
Yes, it's Noon. Or close to noon.
That
I
was
guess
a terrible
now.
joke.
All right. Anyways, the teams are going to be getting good to go here. So let me switch it over to the game here that just failed to capture because of, some issues with OBS. All right. So Team Hellheim here is going to be Supra, Miro, some guy flexing, and Thug Life from Super Mario. Hota. I'm going to go with flexing guy. All right. And how about you cover the Intoxic team?
Yeah, on Intoxic we have E-Tronic, Impulsive, Feather, I know him as Featheror, and OGK, Original Killer. I'm actually going to put my headphones on because I think you probably, once people start shooting the jockey, I'm going to get some echoing here. So give me 1 second.
Alright, and the first attack already coming out here with a good pull. Charger trying to steal, but he ends up stumbling onto the 1-inch thick speed pipe there. I don't know what you want to call the reflector. Jockey coming in, easily getting shut down. We got a free spit coming out, trying to delay the survivors, but it just doesn't really get that far.
Alright, I'm back.
Alright, and the first witch here being played out. Coach taking it. No, nothing from the infected because they all just died really, really late there with the attack, but they really couldn't come up anyways. There was just too little time.
Yeah, I mean, they could have probably delayed their first hit to wait for that witch, but I don't know if it's really worth it. She's kind of out in the open and she can be forced to climb fences and things there. Might not be worth even trying.
First or second attack coming out here. Boomer coming from behind the tree gets shut down really, really easily. Jockey trying to come for the rooftop doesn't really get anything, and the Charger pretty much getting leveled there, and Smoker promptly getting cleared.
Yeah, nicely dealt with. The survivors basically haven't taken any damage at all yet. It's only been 2 hits, but that's a strong start from them for sure.
And we do not have any war rooms here. Tank is going to be the hands of Feather Raw here. Survivors running it back. Tank trying to push forward. He's probably going to want to grab the car that's off to the side. With the infected now setting up their attack, Hunter spawned up, making no noise. Jockey inside one of the buildings. Boomer trying to rocket off, but fails the rocket, and Jockey will be shut down trying to distract. But we saw a beautiful double boom coming out here at the cost of a skeet on that Hunter.
If can hurry up, he might be able to take advantage of the common coming in from that boom. But he's probably going to take a little extra time to maneuver his car into a good spot first, so... by the time he gets in position, I don't think the horde will be a factor anymore.
The Tank opting to leave his car in a really, really precarious position. I would actually opt to try and keep it a little bit more open, because if you leave it like that, it's going to be very hard to take it out when you actually do need it. Getting on the rooftop there, trying to get some sight, but does go second pass with the Charger already spawned up behind the gas pumps. That's not a good thing here with second pass. See a pull, and then here comes a Charger. Looks like he was going to go for that smoke, but it's just too far out there with Jockey just leaping from behind in the brushes there, but everything's just getting shut down there by Team Hellheim.
Yeah, and Feather now can't really do a whole lot. He's going to have to conserve his life, so he probably shouldn't be rocking anymore. He's going to have to commit with the next hit and see what he can make happen with that. By the way, I've been informed that we do have access to the whatever team he's on, their war room. I have the access token if you want it.
It's a bit too late to set that up right now, and at the same time, we only have one war room. I'm not a big fan of those. And we see a Smoker pulling forward for a rock here. Feather, 35%. He's risking going AI with this hit here. Hunter landing and Boomer getting popped. I mean, the Tank is in a really, really bad position if this fire's trying to line of sight right now, Sprout Salad.
Yeah, especially with, your rage this low, he might be forced to exchange health for rage so he doesn't go AI, and then he's going to end up committing with less than optimal health, which really isn't good. And we're basically, well, he hasn't taken too much damage, but he lost 700 really for no reason.
I mean, 700 chip is quite a bit here. Bringing in that dumpster. That dumpster is not going to help him. They're just chipping him through the fence at close range here. Already half health. Here comes a smoker. Smoker not able to get anything. All the infected are coming from the same direction as the tank. This looks like it's going to be a dead tank here with 2,000 health. Car being punched out there with Ellis separated and Coach getting pulled and Jockey getting shoved aside there. Charger going to try and get some leftovers there by the tank, but just missing that charge there. Going for 2 punches. Trying to go for a third. That reload, but he does get cleared there before he can get a third.
That was really, really clever positioning by the survivors. I think the tank kind of committed expecting them to stay roughly in that area where he had his car and the dumpster set up, but instead they ran forward, separating themselves from the tank and the SI hit that spawned up with a couple of fences, and he ended up not getting anything at all.
You can see now both of these teams are 2-0 here, Hellheim and Intoxic, but Hellheim is just doing a really, really great job with everything on their survivor round here. So Intoxic is going to have to pull out all the stops to reduce the amount of damage that they're taking here and just try and get as much chip as possible here on Hellheim to reduce the amount of health that they're going to be making it into the safe room.
They might get... so it looks like... I don't know, if people aren't familiar with this map, it might look like the survivors have made quite a bit of distance already, but effectively this map is like 3 times as long as it appears to be, because survivors will run the tank back to the safe room, which they did, and they'll actually run this event all the way back to the safe room as well. And so they have to cover this distance from the safe room to the ferry multiple times.
And we just saw the next attack coming out there right after the ferry. Looks like they were trying to go for a death charge, but they just didn't get it. We saw the charger coming out from behind that tree, and did you see that insta-gib on that charger without a melee weapon? Hellheim was just focusing that.
Well, that's how you deal with chargers, you know. As soon as they show themselves, your team needs to shut them down, because they are going to be one of the main damage dealers. Not only do they do a lot of damage, but they create a lot of separation when they land, so it's important to kill them quickly.
Infected is spawning up exceptionally early here. Charger and Jockey nowhere able to get near the survivors with some free spit going out, doing 3 damage to Coach there. Boomer on top of the gas station possibly can go for a free boom, but with the awareness and the reaction speed of these survivors, I don't think that's going to be very likely. They're going to have to try and get a hit on the survivors while they're separated. And you see that Coach really he doesn't give a crap right now. He's running around with that melee weapon. He doesn't care. He was just solo right now. He could have got pulled, but that melee weapon, practicing his b-hops.
As good a time as any, I suppose.
So the survivors here, as Sproutsellan mentioned, going to be running it all the way back here, not only for the tank, but also for the event. The common infected are going to have to go through a lot of what do you call those when people do those races and jumping over stuff?
Hurdles?
Hurdles, yeah, there we go, hurdles. Yeah, they're climbing some very, very high hurdles. And the next attack coming out here, Smoker getting shut down. Hunter just seems to be pouncing around trying to be a distraction for that Jockey, but Jockey easily getting dead stopped there. Very, very slow infected, and the Boomer getting shut down there very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they run the tank and the Horde back to the safe room twice essentially gives the SI many more chances to hit, but what we're seeing right now is that the survivors are just murdering everything that spawns up, and they're not really eating any damage.
Get on the boat!
Well, here comes the Infected's chance to really minimize that health bonus there. They have a Charger, no Smoker, but they do have a Jockey. Jockey spawned up early, though. That Jockey is so early. Here comes a Hunter getting skeeted there. Here comes a Charger going for a free charge. Gets a double, but doesn't seem to land it, but Super does go flying there.
Supra, by the way, I happen to be specking him at that very moment. Very boldly, rather than dodging out of the Charger's way, just stood right in front of him. He was very confident with that melee, and I don't think he got the level, but his teammates did get the clear, so it worked out.
Hellheim sitting here with 1,008 bonus here. It looks like somebody just trying to start out some kind of vote kick here, just kind of a trolling vote kick among their teammates.
What, alive infected or alive and not zombies?
Next hit, good to go. 3-1 here, Charger and Boomer. No charge spit. The Infected really need to get some charge spits in here. They got to reduce that bonus as much as possible, because whatever bonus that Hellheim makes it in, Intoxic is going to have to make it in with similar or better in order to keep up.
Yeah, at this point they probably want to keep their attacks pretty simple and just pile on one survivor, get his health bonus down, and then move on to the next guy to try and just... Because the health bonus right now is kind of insane. They just need to do They need to do something.
Seeing that Hellheim again, just one survivor ran forward, got pulled, and we saw two Uzis just mowing down that smoker, clearing it very, very quickly, and Charger getting leveled. Just none of the infected are able to get anywhere near Hellheim right here. Intoxic gonna have to think of some kind of different strategy to come up with these survivors because their reaction times and their aim is pretty precise.
This is the kind of play we have seen from Asian teams quite often as well, having the 3 Uzis with the single shotgun, although one super prodigious traders Uzi for a shotgun, but generally multiple shotguns is kind of a North American tactic, while all the Uzis is Asian. I don't know what the Europeans generally do. I guess this is it.
I see that Hellheim's still hanging into that bonus there. 948 bonus here on this first map. Mind you, the custom distance is actually increased to 600, so we're going to be seeing some pretty high first map scoring here.
Yeah, on that last hit, the SI did manage to get a little bit of chip on each of the survivors, but really nothing huge.
Smoker spawned up in the back there to try and be either a bit of a distraction or try and get someone to the back. Charger spawning up, but wasn't able to get anything. I think he even knew that, so he was trying to bounce around, hoping the other infector were going to be able to do something, but it just wasn't going to happen. The entire hit really just got shut down with the exception of that boomer.
That was a 2-2 attack as well, and they really need to watch that they get their sack order right and avoid the 2-2s. The more often that happens, you know, the less damage that they're going to get overall.
Oh, I can't believe what I'm seeing here. 1,500 score on the first map. That's pretty big. Intoxic has a really high bar to follow here.
Yeah, and they have a lot of work cut out for them. They have to deal with the tank. They'll probably run it back to the safe room. Then they have to start the event, run it back to the safe room. As we mentioned, it's going to give the SI plenty of opportunity to get some damage in. Hopefully they deal with it as well as Hellheim did.
Became a zombie now, was he?
True, he was a zombie, but he was also our only pilot.
All right, going into the second round here. Infected already typing into chat here saying, look at this B-hop. Believe your eyes. I'm waiting to see this B-hop. First hit consisting of a 3-1 with Charger and Smoker and Spitter, so they could go for a pull spit charge here. Smoker going to be coming from behind the brush. Here comes a jockey. Smoker getting the pull. Charger missing the spawn, but here comes the B-hop. Doesn't get the B-hop, but does land onto Ellis there, and that's going to be a spit charge.
Yeah, and already they have probably as much damage on the board as Intoxic had at the end of the whole round, so...
Michelle going for that first crown there, managing to get that crown nice and easy again. No infected were there to kind of just prevent them from doing it because the spawn times are just way too long for that. It's such a small area that they had to cover there for that witch. Next attack, good to go. Jockey's already spawned up, making some noise. First, this second hit here, consisting of a Charger and Boomer.
So they don't have that same damage potential with the Spitter, but they could get some separation going. All 3 of these SI, the Jockey, the Smoker, and the Charger, can carry the survivors away in different directions, and combined with the Boom, it could create a lot of damage, potentially.
We're seeing the survivors starting to back up here, and for the infected, they just don't really care. They're just saving that Charger and Smoker. They're probably going to go for a Charger Spit in the next hit here, which is going to be a lot of damage.
Just looking at where they're setting up on the roofs next to the ferry, I think they want the death charge. That's what they're going for, I bet.
Oh, there is a tank. They're actually going to probably say that they're going to try and pull forward and then charge forward, which is pretty much going to mean a death there for that survivor. And there they go, but the Smart is so far away.
They didn't really go forward far enough for that to work out, though. I think SI probably anticipated the survivors moving a bit closer to their positions to pull that off.
Here comes the infected Charger trying to get a B-hop into there, but ends up landing a spit charge instead. And again, it's on Coach there. That's more health when it's being lost there with the jockey still running around, not getting cleared and getting in a few scratches with that car just slowly coming in there.
Yeah, we're seeing the SI do what Intoxic needed to, but didn't manage to pull off last round, which is landing spit charges on one survivor and then the next survivor to negate the health bonus across the entire team.
See, the tank opted to leave his car in a really peculiar position. These car placements are really, really weird by both teams here, but it looks like the infected are going in. They're bringing that dumpster, and a lucky hit there on the impulse with a boomer over the car, and then a smoker getting the pull there off to the side, and that's a charge into the car. This looks like it's going to be a white sprout salad. Oh!
This is it.
Tank working with that car still. He just doesn't want to go in, just trying to get the punch. He just wants to get that car. He wants that car. He doesn't want the punch. He wants that car, but he gives up and he goes for the punch there. And there'll be 2 punches, 1 more punch, and here comes the car. And he ends up juking the car there, and another car. He ends up missing the car again, another car, but there's no more room for him to move.
And I can't help but think that that wipe was made partially possible by the survivors simply remaining in that area with the hitchballs. Where when we saw Hellheim play this tank, they left the area as soon as the tank looked like he was going to commit, and they didn't get hit by anything. So that was probably the correct thing to do. I mean, aside from the fact that they were just kind of destroying everything, every SI that spawned.
Yes, when you're dealing with a team like Hellheim, they have a lot of experience, individual experience. I don't know what kind of experience they have together as a team, but when they have a lot of individual experience, like very similar to like previous teams, like Team Loaded, they had a lot of individual experience. The only way you could really beat them is with either better individual experience or better teamwork. And right now, just Intoxic just needs to pull out whatever they can here to try and get ahead, or in this case, keep up.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. This is a big score differential that we're seeing already, and the remainder of the maps are kind of endurance maps in this campaign, so it's going to be difficult for both teams to actually make large amounts of health bonuses just because of the way the maps are set up, and that in turn is going to make it difficult for Intoxic to catch up. That what they need to do is wipe with tanks and then make the safe room with bonus on their round, pretty much for 2 or 3 maps. Otherwise, they're going to lose. I mean, it sounds obvious, but that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have an early tank here, so it's gonna be hard for them to kind of get that early wipe here, unless something goes entirely wrong for Team Hellheim, like everyone just DCs from no Steam login and nobody can pause for the survivor side.
Right.
First hit, good to go here, consisting with 3-1 with Charger Spit. They could get some potential really big damage here with this water slowdown at the beginning. Gonna be running off to the right there. No boomers, so they don't have to really worry about a boomer coming from behind the rock. Hunter is spawned up, making no noise. Coach ghosting his way out, and it looks like Deagle already shooting at that Hunter there. I'm not sure, you just identified that Hunter really quickly.
And we just saw some potential damage there. The Hunter did land on the survivor, but the Spitter chose to spit into the safe room instead of on that target, and that's a lot of damage lost there. And I'm going to go get more coffee on that note. I'll be right back.
Alrighty then. Next set of SI coming up here, featuring a Smoker and Charger, followed with Featherall getting the Hunter and OGK getting the Spitter. Another 3-1 Spit Charge here. They could make some potential damage happen. Remember, there is a 51% tank, and the Hunter is spawned up, pouncing and trying to be distraction. We get a pull, but ends up getting a clear. And Charger trying to steal the pull, but it just doesn't happen. We see a free spit, which will be doing at least 9 damage there to Rochelle, and maybe 3 or 2, or 3-6 to Nick. Survivors making their way through here. Still very little damage, considering that we had 2 spit charges here at the very beginning as the first 2 hits, and they're now going to be setting off the event here momentarily. Next set of SI are good to go here, featuring a Boomer, Hunter, Jockey. Survivors running it back here. Hunter making some noise to try and delay him, but pouncing away from the Survivors. Survivors don't really give a crap about that. Great Boomer shot down there onto that Boomer. Survivors still running it back. Charger in the far back, thinking about spawning, but he's going to be repositioning as he loses his spawn. He's going to be coming in from the far side there, but it's just not going to happen, though. The Survivors are already wary of his presence there, and here comes the Hunter landing on the Coach. Nothing going to happen there, with Jockey going to be taking up the leftovers from the Hunter, which, truthfully, is all he's good for. And Coach just staying up there with that Fire Axe, clearing out the common infected. Not really just, caring about special infected, simply because the special infected are down. And now the Survivors are just kind of just jumping around here, Just taking their time with this horde. They're waiting for the next set of SI to come up before they get ready to reposition themselves and deal with the SI. Welcome back, Sprout Salad. You're just in time to see a 2-2 hit, the first 2-2 hit here for Intoxic.
That's very exciting.
Here comes a 2-2. Oh, a beautiful ski coming out there. Boomer pop, and here comes a charger just trying to walk in, but he just gets mowed down there by the survivors. Some incredibly high tier play coming out there by the survivors.
And as we said earlier, the 2-2s is really what Intoxic needs to avoid here. They need damage on the board desperately. This is kind of looking like last round already, where they're not really able to make a whole lot happen just because the survivors are just shutting everything down so efficiently, and 2-2s just make that a little bit easier.
Alright, they do have a 3-1 this time, but Boomer again getting shut down early, though. That's going to probably get him a 2-2 with his next tier, and a Smoker getting a pull forward. And we got a beautiful double cap in the front there. That's going to be some chip taking away Hellheim's bonus there.
That's what we like to see.
Looks like Intoxic is now starting to get the hang of it there. They took advantage of Hellheim's cockiness there, just being separated, and they ended up getting a 2-cap, and a lot of health was just taken off there on Supra.
I did see a nice Magnum skeet while that was happening, by the way. I enjoyed that.
Oh, very nice. All right, and the next set of SI are good to go here, and they do have a 2-2 with a Charger and Hunter.
God.
Oh my, this hit does not look very promising. This is probably like one of the worst 2-2s you can get,
Yeah,
especially in open area.
They need to work on that sack order, like, right now, for the rest of the match. Stop getting these 2-2s.
And we do see Boomer dying second there, so again, another potential 2-2 coming in here, and Charger trying to b-hop his way in, but just gets leveled there very easily, and the Spitter will be saving. I'm not sure if that will prevent a 2-2 there, but looks like they are going to be saving it for some reason. They're trying to avoid that 2-2.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least it seems like they have the right kind of thought process going on here. I'm trying to avoid getting another Boomer right now. And they'll be looking to hit on the... Oh, there's the Boomer. For God's
Well
sake.
then, Val. Well then. And we got a beautiful pull coming out there onto Rochelle. It's going to be separating them with some spit. And the jockey trying desperately to grab to somebody and ends up landing onto Miro there. And now getting caught up by the Common Infected, trying to get back up, getting back in, and will be running their way back. And the tank is just nowhere nearby to try and take advantage of that separation.
Yeah, that was... for a second there, the survivors were kind of having to deal with Common and in a bad spot, but the tank spawned so far away that it just didn't provide any kind of advantage for him, unfortunately.
Seeing a lot of B-hops coming out here by the Survivor team. In fact, they're now setting up their hit, Charger, Smoker, and Hunter. Smoker getting a beautiful pull to the side there, but getting promptly cleared. Hunter pouncing around, missing on purpose, and they end up getting a 2-cap with a rock onto Ellis here. This is the damage we need to see from Intoxic here. Looks like they're, their first couple hits on this second round and the first round of the map. Just practice.
Yeah, they just needed to get warmed up, it seems like. And that was a beautiful rock by Impulsive there. He needs to work on maintaining sight and not taking too much chip, and then provided that his SI support keeps landing that way, he can get some more rocks in and hopefully wipe the survivors, or at least do a lot of damage to them.
It looks like the big old tank is going raptor mode here, just crouching and slowly crawling through those bushes there. And the survivors now getting an eye on him, doing some chip. That's about 400 health off of the tank there on Impulsive. Next set of SI are almost good to go here. Waiting on Feather Rod to spawn up. They do have a Boomer, though. This could be a potential commit if this Boomer lands a beautiful 2-boom.
And speaking of chip, they do have a Magnum, so he needs to be careful about his positioning. He can take quite a lot of damage from long distances with that Magnum. Oh, he lands another beautiful rock, though, right between those trees on Rochelle, who was boomed and probably didn't see that rock coming.
Overall, that was a really good hit there by the Infected. It looks like the Boomer spawned up at just the right time to try and get a bit of a silent Boomer, and so it looks like Nick tried to react to where that Boomer was, but took a while to find out where he was because he had to rely on subtitles and guesses.
Subtitles and guesses, not good enough sometimes. And we do see another hit getting ready to come in here. Impulsive getting very, very close with his tank, so Sport needs to go in right now, which they are doing. The tongue gets cut, and I don't think anything ends up really landing. Tank's backing out right now because he's going to take too much damage otherwise.
Frankly, though, with 1,000 chip, you can't commit this tank. This is a dead tank past 500 chip right here, but it looks like he's throwing another rock. Still on first pass, 15%. Survivors know this. They want to get him second pass, so they have to force a commit. They did get a lot of chip on him, and it looks like that will be second pass on Impulsive there. With the Hunter spawned up silently over there. Boomer not spawned up. Jockey getting ready in position. So we have two potential silent spawns that can get if they spawn him at the right time, but that Boomer does not silent spawn, but does get a really good boom onto Nick there because they weren't fast enough to react.
Yeah, despite the tank's extremely close positioning, he did manage to go second pass, and that's just comes down to the survivors' really, really good positioning. They did their line of sighting behind those trees perfectly, and so even with the tank right up next to them, practically, he wasn't able to get any rage.
Survivors are just pushing this tank with extreme prejudice here. They're just saying, no, fuck you, you're gonna die now. And here comes a Smoker trying to get a pull onto Coach, but Coach with that melee weapon gets a tongue cut, and we end up seeing some friendly fire coming out there onto the Smoker from the rock.
And that was pretty much the tank's closeness to the survivors backfiring a little bit when they chose to come out of hiding and punish him for his proximity. They chased him all the way back to those other bushes by the airplane, and he took probably 2,000 damage.
That was planned there by the survivors, completely planned. A great rock coming out there onto Coach, but wasn't able to get the punch. Trying to go for the punch, does get the punch. No pills there on the survivor side, so that is going to be a slow, with Miro getting close to being very, very slow here. Now, I want to point out what the survivors did. They had a propane tank, and they put it in the ideal position. They knew that the survivors, or the tank, was actually going to go back to that same exact spot, and we saw the survivors pop that propane tank as the tank was trying to run away.
And overall, though, I have to say, compared to the map 1 tank for Intoxic, you know, that was a success. They have 2 survivors bleeding. One of them looks like he's on 1 health, and they only need to work on 2 more health bonuses to try and load that score. So, well done, tank.
And we see some friendly fire going out there just to down him to get him faster. Next set of SI are nowhere near spawning unless they want to go in with the 2 here. They end up getting a free boom onto Coach there. Poor Coach already going down to a fire axe is now going to have to deal with some horde and some slime on his face.
And Coach is actually... He took pills, it looks like, and then lost most of that temp health immediately to that boom, or whatever else happened. I wasn't actually looking at him, to be honest.
I don't remember. Did they get pills? I didn't see any pills. Oh, and here comes the Hunter. Hunter pouncing around here. It looks like Ellis is trying to go for some kind of melee skeet there, but ends up getting the shove instead. It looks like the Hunter will be getting away with 6 health and only 6 health, and will get easily skeeted there by Miro.
I think they must have found some pills because Hoto was on 1 health and now he isn't, you know?
Well, they downed him.
Oh, that's what happened, okay.
Yeah, they downed him on a pull, but it ends up getting... Everything just gets shut down on a beautiful there draw crown by Supra.
Yeah, shows that I wasn't really paying attention apparently. But what we need to see now from Intoxic is that they pile on Thuglight and or Supra to try and negate some of that bonus because despite the strong work from the tank, those 2, Ellis and Nick, are still carrying a substantial amount of permanent health, which they need to reduce that.
Actually, what they could do now, they end up friendly firing Hoda there, probably to give him some more pills, or pill health here, temporary health. Hunter is spawned up. The entire SR coming in. There's actually a really, really bad thing here for Hellheim because they downed him inside that building there. End up getting a tongue cut here. Charger going for a stumble, doesn't land. Here comes the Hunter. Oh, and a melee skeet there. I'm not sure if it was accidental or on purpose there.
I don't know, but once again, we're just seeing the SI spawn up, go in for an attack, and then get absolutely decimated one way or another, be it melee skeets or focus from the Uzis or whatever. Everything is just dying. The survivors are doing the perfect job, basically, of shutting down every hit here, maintaining their health.
And I see that... You see that Hoda here actually is black and white. They could decide to focus Hoda. That is technically health bonus. If you down him, he'll be dead. It will not have an extra multiplier for this health.
That is correct, and we do see that they managed to get rid of Supra's health bonus now. So as you say, they kind of have 2 options now. They could either pile on Ellis and try and get that health bonus down, or they could try to kill Hota and get rid of the multiplier. Obviously, ideally, they do both. You know, they get a really good SI hit with some separation, maybe a spit on Ellis, and get Hota carried away by the jockey or something, where he'll die
And you see an attempted pull there onto Rochelle, but Rochelle with that machete, even if that tongue would have grabbed a target, looks like Rochelle was ready for that tongue cut, was just timing that cut based on the sound alone here. Smoker making a respawn noise, scaring the survivors a bit, but they are going to keep moving. Next set of us are good to go here, featuring a Hunter spawning up here early, making up some noise with a Jockey. Jockey now silent right now, but it looks like he just made some noise. Ellis is aware of his presence, and we see a pounce onto Ellis there as he's distracted by the Jockey. Jockey trying to come in, easily shut down. Smoker trying to go for a pull through the fences, but just isn't going to get it.
Speaking of the sound of the tongue cut there, that's actually how I learned to cut the tongue. I was never able to gauge the timing based on seeing where the tongue was or where the smoker was. I always had to go off hearing the smoker make that noise that he makes and then just clicking right then. Seems to work pretty well.
The survivors do make it in there with only 200 bonus. That is a lot more likely.
Yeah,
So,
but you know, Ellis still had that big chunk of health there, and we did see the 4 times multiplier. So really, Intoxic's work is going to be made that much harder now. They have to survive the tank and get to the safe room with quite a substantial amount of health if they have any hope of catching up in this game.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to have to start coming back now. They're only at 197 points, so they got to make this with over 200 bonus, preferably about 400, so they can just start coming back and then just slowly start making that comeback, make 400 every map while keeping the Hellheim's team's health bonus very, very low, and just on the finale, just make the comeback, wipe on the first tank, and try and survive the entire finale.
It's definitely doable, but you know, when you're playing in a match like this and you see the scores 200 against 2000, it does have a psychological effect on you as well, and hopefully they can keep their shit together and, you know, not lose focus.
Hunter spawned up, pouncing around, making some noise. It looks like he's trying to go for a DP, trying to get in the skybox there. I don't know if he's trying to do a ceiling pounce or just trying to keep around, bouncing around there just to be a bit of a distraction. Jockey is actually going shark mode here. I don't believe you can actually see that Jockey.
Where's the jockey?
He's under the water right now. He's crouching.
I guess this is where the drain pipe drained.
I've actually had someone do this to me on Death Toll, and I couldn't for the life of me see where that Jockey is, so I was just shooting in blindly into the water and couldn't get anything.
Oh wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's still in there. They haven't spotted him yet.
I'm not sure if maybe we can see him because we're spectators, but I know that the water in the Death Toll pipage area, when you go down the sewage area into that circular area, the water there is deep enough to drown in, so at the same time it's deep enough for a Jockey to hide in while crouching.
That was a pretty troll Jockey there. He chose, rather than attacking, he just kind of wandered around with a straw in his mouth, spooking the survivors with his scary Jockey noises.
It looks like the infected are really not just taking this seriously right now. They're just kind of playing around here. Simply because I think they're just going to wait till the tank, and then the tank is going to be doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, that's probably what they're hoping will happen. They're going to have quite a lot of time to dick around before the tank spawns up too, because of the holdout event, which most teams choose to activate and then take back to the that little mangrove or whatever it's called next to the broken shack. Is it a mangrove?
A mangrove? I don't know, man.
Isn't that like an area with trees that are submerged partially in water?
You know, I don't know what that's called. I just refer to that as a swamp, dude.
Fair enough. And this is Swamp Fever, so I guess that would be accurate.
Which, oddly enough, this map has less water in it than Hard Rain. Just saying. Just saying. Anyways, the survivors here will now be starting up the event. They're now going to be running it back here. Infected, almost good to go, waiting on Super, but looks like they're opting to spawn up, make some noise here. Hunter not making any noise, but the Jockey is completely silent, but looks like they just heard him right now. Hunter landing, spit pounce there. Here comes the Jockey, and he's going to be riding him through spit. That's a lot of damage going out there.
Yeah, every hit that the SI is sending in right now is doing some kind of damage. Basically the opposite of what we saw on the other half there with Hellheim survivors just slaughtering everything. We're kind of seeing that Intoxic is taking a little bit of chip from the SI every time they choose to attack.
Hunter now spawned up. He's crouched underwater. You cannot see that Hunter, even in spectator mode here in Smoker. And here comes the Hunter coming out of the water. That's some creepy ass shit. Here comes the Smoker getting cleared there very quickly though. Jockey getting shoved aside and taken care of with the Hunter landing. And then the Spit. Here comes the Spit. It looks like there's going to be some Spit going on in between Ellis and Rochelle. That's a lot of damage there.
These are absolutely relentless spit attacks that we're seeing here, and this is what Intoxic was having to do. Which is basically avoiding the 2-2s and then focusing their spit attacks on one survivor at a time. And that's what Hellheim is doing perfectly right now. And it's showing because Intoxic's health is not looking too good, and they haven't even spawned the tank up yet.
It looks like we got another Shark Hunter here. They're looking for that Hunter, but they cannot see him. Like I said, I can't even see him unless he's glowing here. He's bouncing out of the water and teasing the survivors, giving them a distraction, but there's going to be a Charger coming from behind and a Boomer B-hopping right in front of them. That's some BM coming out there, and here comes a Charger getting shut down. Very good shutdown there by Intoxic, but another Pound Spit does land there.
Yeah, that's... I mean, it's... You know, it can be a little frustrating sometimes when you're playing Pro Mod, knowing that your main source of damage is just one thing, basically, which is an in-cap with a Spit. But, you know, it does work, and we're seeing it do its work on Intoxic right now. Feather doesn't have any permanent health left at all, and the other 3 survivors will go slow pretty soon if they take any more damage.
Smoker and Jockey on opposite ends here, spawning up really good teamwork there by the Infected. They just know what to do, and the pool gets nicked there with a single boom, and the Hunter trying to go for a DP from the top of the trees here. Looks like he is still pouncing around. We're seeing some Deagle shots coming out there, but we got some Stormtrooper aim going on though.
We do see the Hunter in the back trying to get a DP. Oh, he gets skeeted in 9 shots. Was that with an Uzi? Yeah, it was. Okay, I was about to say, if you skeet a Hunter with a shotgun in 9 shots, then you need to work on your aim.
What if it's 9 pellets, though?
Does it? I don't think it counts that way.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't count the pellets. And we got a Shark Jockey. They're looking for. They're trying to shoot behind the tree, and you can see them typing. Oh God, Sprout. Hellheim is just pulling out everything they can with these shark, just using the water here to cover their spawns here. I'm not sure how I feel about this right now. It just feels a little bit BM, but I think Intoxic is taking it rather well.
Yeah, I hope that they're not letting it get to them. I think the main thing that would get to them at this point is the score, not any kind of trolly underwater jockeys.
I just want to add there, we just saw a beautiful body block there. I think the tongue was trying to go for Nick, and Alice accidentally body blocked that tongue. And here comes a Charger, and they get a double charge with a boom onto Rochelle. They're no spitter, thankfully for the team Intoxic. Here comes a Smoker going for 1 claw. Oh, he's going for the melee, but he just doesn't get another hit there because he gets shut down. Here comes the Hunter looking for that DP, bouncing off of the trees there, and we see a melee skeet there.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, even without the spitter that you mentioned there, that did result in another in-cap, this time on Coach, and Hellheim is gradually whittling away at the permanent health of Intoxic, and they only have 2 players with permanent health left at this point, and here comes the tank, probably to try and finish them off.
Oh, and this Boomer beautifully avoided there by Rochelle. If that Boomer had landed, it would have meant a certain death. I mean, more than likely, this is probably going to be a wipe tank, but just if Rochelle got boomed, that would have been it. That would have been just done.
Indeed. It looks like the survivors know that they're in big trouble here, health-wise, and are choosing not to go back to the holdout area. They're just going to try to push forward at the next opportunity and try and get some distance points here.
The problem, though, with taking the tank in this area here is, again, this tank is just going to have all the sight he needs, and right now they're 3 bleeding here, no sets of pills. That's the problem that they're kind of having here, the dilemma. If they go back, they'll bleed out. If they stay here, they'll bleed out. There's really not much they have, in options here.
Yeah, we do see, by the way, the jockey attempting to alligator or shark or whatever it's called. Unfortunately for him, the water in this particular area just a little bit too shallow to pull it off, and the survivors did manage to spot him and get a little chip on him.
I feel like I'm playing Depth right now. Do you remember that game, Sprout Salad?
I did. I played quite a lot of Depth with Graham and Montclair, my buddies, which I haven't seen for a while, by the way. If you're out there somewhere, Montclair, tell me where you are. Say hello.
And it looks like the survivors are trying to run for distance here. Smoker onto Rochelle with the charge coming out here. Free charge coming out. And it misses Coach as Coach does his infamous still day one bug D-goal from behind there. And a rock does land on the Coach, and it looks like that just leaves Rochelle up.
And Rochelle battling with the underwater jockey, who is doing his little friendly jockey dance, and lands on her head. That's going to be game over for this map. And Intoxic not really getting the score that they needed to make any kind of comeback in this game. I think that's probably clinched it, if not just purely based on points, but also based on the survivors or the team Intoxic, you know, feeling like they've lost already, just mentally.
Well, as long as Team Intoxic is taking it, looks like they're having a bit of fun there. I mean, it doesn't look like they're getting frustrated. That's one of the worst things to have as a team, is when you know that just when you're playing in a tournament, you're going to fight against that one team or maybe a couple teams that are just significantly better. And the main thing is just not to get frustrated, because when you start doing that, your team could possibly fall apart and you might not see another match.
Yeah, and you know, you got to always remember, match or pug or scrim or whatever it is you're playing, at the end of the day, Left 4 Dead is a video game. It really doesn't carry much importance in the big picture, you know. So just try and enjoy yourselves, have fun, keep an eye out for the underwater jockey. That's about it.
Alright, and we are going into map 3 here. 82% tank and 16% witch. A very early witch first hit here, consisting with 3-1 with Charger and Spitter. And Hunter is already spawned up in the bush, up ahead, behind the tree, making no noise.
No noise whatsoever.
No noise.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, and he lands there on the Coach there with some spit coming out, some punches going out of Godframe Coach there, and he tries to get a charge, but I don't think he really anticipated Coach going off to the left there.
Yeah, I just did that myself recently in a game. I went to try to punch one of the survivors that had been pounced, hoping that I would get a couple of punches off, and you know, the punches did land. There were like 3 or 4 of them, but they were all God-framed, and that's exactly what just happened. Hota took a couple of punches from the Charger, and they didn't do any damage because of the God-frames.
Survivors making their way through the really obnoxious water slow down here through the swamp. Survivors, the thing is though, one thing I don't like about this just obnoxious water is you got this obnoxious water here, but then there's no spawns for days around them. It's like, why couldn't they put a rock in the middle there? Anyways, the next attack coming out here, Hunter pouncing around, almost landing on Ellis there. We get a pull down on the Coach, and the jockey going around scratching Coach there and ends up getting shoved aside and killed.
That jockey looked kind of like he wasn't sure which target to go for. Like he initially wanted to maybe get a couple of scratches on the pulled survivor, and then he turned around and looked at the guy behind, I think it was Ellis, to see if he wanted to pounce him, and during that whole thought process, he just got M2'd and shut down. You need to, you know, be a little bit faster on the decision making there to get damage on a team like Hellheim. Everyone has to be coordinated and know exactly what they're going for.
Here comes the infected. Hunter spawned up, going for a wall kick, pouncing around, being a distraction. Does get shut down there very easily, though. Here comes the Boomer, landing onto Nick there as he tries to go for a level on that Charger. He's just committing to that melee weapon, but never gets a swing there into the Charger. His team just shuts down the Charger for him.
And, you know, a little atypically, I guess, we are seeing some damage landing on Hellheim here. Overall, the survivors in pretty good shape, but Hota in particular has taken quite a big chunk, and I forget my spec HUD up here.
Smoker gets a pull on Rochelle, but great clears coming out there by Hellheim, and looks like Feather just asking in chat, why don't you rush the event here? Hellheim taking this very seriously, want to make it in with as much health bonus as possible. And Coach getting charged there, almost landing though, but does get cleared mid-charge.
Are the RBT admins using map average, like map distance for anything in this tournament? Is that a factor, or...?
Not that I know of. I don't know if many teams really use map distance, or tournaments use the map distance as a factor for anything.
I mean, like for in terms of tie breaking and stuff. I was just wondering because Impulsive suggested that they rush the event, and you know, with the scores the way they are, they could probably do that and get away with it. But maybe they want to get as much distance as they can, put themselves in a better position on the scoreboard for the tournament overall. I don't know. That's just kind of something that occurred to me.
Not that I know of. I think if there's going to be any kind of tie breaking, if like there's 9 teams that need to fit into the 8, they'll just have the 2 lowest seeds or lowest. I don't know. They probably have something set up for that.
Yeah.
Smoker trying to get the pull, but it looks like the survivors just were not targeted there by that tongue. Boomer could possibly try and go for a free boom since they do have a 2-2 right now, or technically a 2-1. So they either need to get rid of that spitter or that boomer, but it looks like the boomer's having a hard time looking or finding a spawn here because survivors are just doing a really good job, whether intentional or not, just spawn blocking.
The 2-2s, man, it is the curse of Team Intoxic this game. It's been hurting them quite a bit, I think. I mean, even if they did get the consistent 3-1s, I can see Hellheim shutting it down anyway. But you know, with the 2-2s, you're really not maximizing your chances of damage. So
Boomer's going for that arc boom or possibly a rocket boom here. Survivor's still just jumping around in the water. Coach is blocking any underneath spawns and charges spawn up. He goes for a free charge, almost gets Nick, but Nick is like, nope, I'm gonna jump off the rooftop here and just avoid that charge.
I don't know how long this event goes on for, but it looks like the survivors are going to try to push forward after this hit, possibly to try to spawn up the tank.
And a beautiful 2-boom landing there, but it looks like Feather was trying to get away non-popped.
They did hit that lever already, right? Like the
Yes, they did.
The event lever. Yeah, okay.
Supra asking them to come right now, come at the hunter. I guess they want to melee skeet that hunter. They're haunting that hunter with extreme prejudice. They're trying to box him in right now. Man, I feel like I'm just watching a game of Evolve and they're just trying to push the monster.
The SI spawns are pretty staggered at this point as well. It looks like they lost a little bit of their coordination, kind of going in one at a time, and some SI not attacking at all on some hits.
Oh, and Charger gets full leveled there by Coach.
So
Or was it a full level?
Great level aside, I don't quite understand why that Charger decided to attack essentially solo there, which usually isn't a good idea. The Charger, you know, just the way he works mechanically, needs a little bit of backup, especially because survivors tend to focus them down quickly.
Oh, I mean, something I tend to notice with the teams here, I don't want to say teams like here in the United States, because I never really watched many teams outside of the United States, besides, you know, NV, Velocity, etc. The teams that just make it to the top. But a lot of teams here that I notice is just that when they start getting behind like this, they stop just doing any kind of coordination. They just go pretty much on autopilot. Like, get SI, spawn, now I want to go for this pub chart, etc.
Yeah, fair enough. You know, it's definitely takes a level of concentration and mental energy to keep your team coordinated and attacking all at the same time. And when you're losing quite badly, maybe you just kind of don't want to put that energy into the game anymore. So I completely understand that.
A beautiful rock there, but Ellis ending up recovering and clearing off that smoker before he took more damage. Another beautiful rock coming out there. That tank actually did a pretty decent job reducing their health bonus quite a bit.
Yeah, he landed a couple of nice rocks. He got that end cap on Hota. Unfortunately, while he was working on Coach in the corner there to get that end cap, the 3 survivors behind him were pretty much unmolested by the SI, just shooting him in the back the entire time. So once he did secure that down, he was already basically dead. I need more coffee, and I think my phone's ringing, so I'll be right back.
I thought that was your coffee meter telling you to drink more coffee. Alrighty, as Sproutside leaves off here. Smoker coming in here, getting a pull into the back with Spit Pounce, so that's going to be a lot of damage going out there onto LS. That is a health bonus, but still maintaining 592, almost 600 bonus. The survivors are trying to make it in here. Coach having trouble getting his fat ass over that rock there because he's getting bugged on by 2 common infected.
I'm reloading.
Coach really, really slow here. Survivors really aren't covering him whatsoever, so I guess just leaving Hota to the smokers here. Boomer spawned up, easily popped with Jockey shut down. Survivors just shutting down everything, even though they're not really, going full 100% here. They're able to shut down these attacks because they are coming in pretty mindlessly right now. And Hunters spawned up, pouncing around, just bouncing off of the invisible walls. And the survivors are just waiting there. They're going at the Hunter with their melee weapons. They don't want to get into the safe room yet. Hunter denying them the skeet, or denying them the melee skeet even, and just pouncing around. Ends up going there for Nick, almost landing there, going for scratch pounces, and they're all going for this melee skeet. This is a lot of BM coming out here by Team Hellheim.
Oh no, you didn't just shoot me.
That shove aside, Hunter getting ready for another pounce and ends up getting a very easy melee skeet there.
Get inside, y'all.
And Coach, not giving a crap, just trying to make it into the safe room, walks through it, ends up closing the door on himself multiple times before going into the safe room. Well then.
Use some help over here. Swamp people didn't make it.
Looks like some of them headed off to a plantation.
Alright, sorry about that. I had to take a phone call and speak to someone on the phone, but I'm all back now.
Don't worry, you didn't really miss much. The survivors were attracted like flies to a bright light, trying to melee skeet a Hunter at the end and didn't get into the safe room for a while.
Looks like they increased their score by not an insubstantial amount anyway, though, so yeah, I think that's probably effectively GG at this point.
I mean, unless, of course, like, all of Intoxic just turns on some kind of aimbot here, goes for headshots with no spread, and makes it into a 1200 bonus, I don't really think they have a chance of coming back map 4. There's just not enough maps and not enough points.
Yeah. Even if they did do the aimbot and all that, are there enough points? I don't know if there are.
Team Hellheim, I think, would have to wipe inside the safe room next map.
Yeah, okay. So it's all about just trying to enjoy the game at this point.
A wall kick coming out there onto Ellis. No spit coming out. We end up seeing a spray going down there by Team Hellheim. And the Infected are just saving their hit here for the witch.
Where is the witch? She is right in front of that trailer there. Okay, it looks like she's getting pulled now, and she's dead.
Oh, beautiful draw crown there by Etronic, but not without trading off some of their health bonus there as they got sandwiched in between in spit.
Yeah, and the SI a little bit staggered themselves now. Probably not too many fucks given on both sides at this point. Hopefully we see some nice Survivor and SI play nonetheless.
We see an attempted spit block there, but out in the open, I don't really think it's going to be stopping anyone. And the Spitter trying to get in position, 46 HP, trying to save that Spitter here with a Charger already pre-spawned and on the ladder. It looks like he's just following the Spitter right now. I'm going to be coming in from behind as he breaks down the door to an outhouse.
Okay, so that Spitter is still alive. For a second there, I was thinking about asking Myro to spec because I thought he was stuck on my screen or something, but wait, that's not even how... I need more coffee, clearly.
Oh, all the SRs spawned up. Charger going for a free charge and lands it. My goodness, come on. Hunter going for the DP. Misses the DP. Almost uncontested DP with the Spitter actually saving the spit. Looks like we're going to be seeing some pub artillery spit coming out here.
And whatever you call this, it is actually resulting in some damage on Intoxic. Impulsive right now, the only one who hasn't taken any kind of substantial chunk of damage.
Heads up.
We see single boom coming out there onto Coach with the next set of SI almost good to go. Smoker and Jockey. Smoker opting to go in alone here. Looks like he's going for scratches, and the Jockey lands. And we see an insta pull onto LS there with the Jockey running Coach there through the water.
So some interesting tactics going out here from Team Hellheim. Once again, it looks like Myro choosing not to
Oh, that
attack
Hunter!
with
That
the
Hunter!
team.
You spotted.
What is
The
he?
Hunter's been spotted. Rochelle spotted the Hunter, but he hasn't
Okay,
told
but
his
they're
teammate.
not shooting him though.
Well, because I don't know. He's going for the
He's
scratch
just
though.
fine. What the fuck? What was that?
It's what I do in pubs when I've given up and want to leave the game. So
Fair enough.
just BM basically.
Right.
And you're seeing a
Oh, nice
pull
tongue
coming out there on the Nick. Good tongue cut. Impulsive still staying with that bonus there. Smoker again getting tongue cut. Survivor's now
The,
trying to run it back.
Yeah, the tri boom going out there along with the event horde is going to slow them down just a little bit, and by the time they get to the shack there, the hit's going to be up again.
And you're seeing a lot of damage going out there on the Impulsive with the Hunter coming in for scratches. Looks like Impulsive no longer with the highest HP.
I don't even know how this is working right now. The SI hits kind of confusing me. Obviously, strats are too high level for me to comprehend. They are doing their work though on the survivors. Everybody taking quite a lot of damage already. I think 3 of them are going to go slow pretty soon.
Oh, whoa, whoa. We're seeing some interesting chat going on here. Well then, I might have to gag some people.
Doesn't sound like a terrible idea.
Can you stop shooting me?
Anyways, next, the Boomer coming out here, trying to get a free boom onto Rochelle. Doesn't get it, just get popped there. And Charger coming in with a free charge. Doesn't land, but Impulsive is now slow with a Spitter spawned up. Trying to make his way inside of the outhouse, uncontested. Nobody's shooting at that Spitter whatsoever. Looks like Coach is looking for the Spitter right now, trying to shoot him. Sitting at 4 HP and still alive.
Yeah, this game has just kind of turned into kind of a Left 4 Dead 2 slapstick kind of thing. Teams need to remember that, I don't know, if they want to end the game, if that's what they're going for, this isn't going to do it, especially since they have one more map left after this one with potentially 2 tanks. So,
What? I think it's just more of a, you can't really just end the game. It's more of, it's seen as kind of like taboo when you get to competitive level. You can't just quit the game. Even if it's just, you know, it's very, you know, for sure that
well,
one
what,
team
what they
outscores
could
the
do,
other.
what they could do is just, the survivors could just run forward, you know, until they die.
But that's rage rushing. That again, that's taboo. It's like you're not allowed to basically give up at all. If you start giving up, then it starts looking bad. Even what's happening right here, it looks bad. But the thing is, though, it's clearly obvious that just the skill level between the teams or the players, etc., is just really big.
Right.
Another attempted boom going out there and actually managed to land. I'm not sure how that boom landed with the Jockey just sneaking around here going all predator mode, and we see a free charge landing but getting leveled.
I was gonna... Okay, I'm glad that Charger died, because that had no right to do any damage.
Survivors now making their way forward here. Tank is going to be spawning here in a few percentages. It's going to be actually a difficult tank to take here at the beginning. And you see a Hunter going for scratches and lands on the Coach. Single boom landing a pull attempt onto Rochelle, trying to pull her off the bridge, and I end up getting Nick and Rochelle off the bridge, and we end up seeing a pull on the Coach.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose. What's happening? Nothing's happening.
I don't know, but Super is advertising my stream. I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Oh, you
This
should
is-
feel good about it. Free advertising is you know.
This is like the equivalent of a porn site advertising IKEA.
Super being the porn site,
Yes.
and you being IKEA.
Yes.
I don't know if that's really an accurate analogy, but I see your point.
Reloading.
Survivor's now trying to navigate this series of rundown, what are they called? Lean-tos or whatever, and trying to get the tank spawned up. They managed to do that, and the tank is just going to roll straight in here, presumably, and try to get the wipe. Survivors are
Oh
running
goodness,
forward.
no. Please don't prolong this. Please. Oh my goodness. They're prolonging this.
Yeah, speaking of VM,
Yeah, I see this
Looked
happen in
like-
pugs sometimes, and it upsets me. It's like, end the round already. Don't leave the
looked
last
like
survivors up.
the tank was almost trying to shark in the water, jockey style there. Obviously, his model is a little bit too large to really pull that off, and he let Ellis get away with all of his health
Oh, no,
bonus.
but there's
It's
a
not going to make
jockey.
any difference at this point.
There's a
but,
jockey, though. Will the jockey get him? Oh, jockey's coming in. He gets shoved aside. Here goes again the second attempt, but the jockey makes it in.
Nice.
I'm not sure if it's fixed in Pro Mod, but there is a glitch where you can pull through the safe room. I'm
You
not
can-
sure if he knows
you
about
can
it.
spawn through it, right?
No. You can pull through the safe room. There's a part of the safe room that doesn't block tongue.
This particular safe room, or
Yes, this particular safe room.
and which part is that?
I think it's, like I said, I don't know if it's fixed here because I haven't done it in a long, long time.
Is it like through one of the slats in the floor or something?
No, it's through one of the holes on the side.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Also, fun fact: a AI tank can actually punch through the safe room door.
I think a player tank can do that too. I've seen it.
Well, I never seen that happen, but I found out the hard way. It was actually pretty funny. We go ahead and set it over to the game screen here. But yeah, basically what happened was we were doing map 1. It was a long time ago, campaign expert. The team kept wiping, alright? I was having fun, but the team kept wiping. I end up making it to the safe room because somebody sets off a car alarm. I start running, and everyone is down. Make it into the safe room alone. The tank's wailing out of the safe room door, and I'm like, shooting it through it, and I actually take out my melee weapon to try and hit the tank through the wall, right? And I'm hitting him, and then finally, once all my other teammates die, and it starts to go into the next map, like right before it recognizes that it's going to be going into the next map, I get punched and down. But thankfully, it's already in the transition to the next map, so we don't have to redo the first map.
Nice. I did just recently see a player-controlled tank punch somebody through the safe room door as well, so that is possible. We have some rules being thrown around here. Something about not rushing the tank. As if anybody
Is-
actually cares at this point.
Can you not rush the tank?
And no, I think they're just talking shit.
I feel like that should be a rule for this particular map.
Well, it's not really an enforceable rule though, because sometimes running past the tank, whether you're aiming to go to the safe room or whether you're just looking to get yourself a better position as survivors, is a legitimate strategy. And if somebody did rush the tank, or it looked like they were rushing the tank, who's to say what their actual intent was, So you can't really make that rule and then enforce it.
Boomer coming in here with the rocket, doesn't land. Jockey trying to get into the safe room, ends up riding somebody for a while. And we see several punch-ins coming out there onto Nick.
And the tank spawned up and is choosing to go forward in the map. I'm guessing he's looking for his log. He wants to get that log into the field where the survivors are right now. Yeah, it looks like he's going to punch it over to
Miracle
them.
Log! Miracle Log! Oh my goodness.
That was pretty good. He needs to be careful though. The survivors are pushed up quite far forward right now, and if he commits himself into the wrong position right now, he's going to end up
my
taking a ton of
goodness.
damage.
We are seeing skips like no other here. They just went around the tank without going through the entrance here. Jacob, fix it.
Surely that is against the rules there. That's a shortcut.
I don't think it's ever been contested now.
You shoot the tank.
Well, okay, so given the the points in this game, I don't think anybody is going to contest it. But let's say that the scores were a little bit closer, like 2,000 against 2,100. That would be definitely a contestable kind of thing. I can see that happening.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure. Like, I've never seen it contested. I've seen it used quite a bit in scrims. I've seen it used in pugs. I think this is the first time I've seen it in a tournament, though. But yeah, I'm getting like one of my viewers asking in chat, WTF, that hasn't been fixed in Pro Mod because that's been around forever.
Yeah, that's kind of silly that is still a thing.
It's usually primarily used to push the tank when he's trying to play rock tank from behind the fences there, and that's where you have to end up getting on top of the rooftops instead of getting behind the hedges, because the survivors would just get on the hedges and chip you.
Right.
Oh, and here comes a charger. Oh, he misses the charge on the Ellis. That would have been huge.
We have a dead survivor here, by the way. He actually got killed back at the log where the survivors used that shortcut. The remaining survivors now just kind of running around in the map, staying away from the tank. He's trying to chase them down and not having much luck doing so.
I guess you can say that Survivor's death was logged in the server.
I hate you, X-Bite.
Alright, and the tank now making his way forward here, trying to catch up with the survivors, not going yet, but he's 40 and second.
He does have that log down here still, doesn't he? Yeah, he actually, it stayed down here from when he killed Hota, so he might be able to push it sort of, well, no.
Oh, they're inside the safe room now, though. Yeah, 2,500 health. This actually could be a wipe here if the infected do this right.
I don't think the tank really has enough health to do much, even in such enclosed quarters.
No, I mean, no, that's definitely a potential wipe attempt. The problem was just none of the infected support in there. I mean, look at that. We ended up seeing a pounce land on Rochelle. If the tongue had grabbed, or somebody else had grabbed that second survivor in there, the tank had more than enough health to single out a single survivor, because he almost did it.
Right, yeah, that's a good point. Unfortunately, SI went for the outside target and left the tank to fend for himself against the remaining two survivors in the safe room. He did get a couple of nice punches on one of them, but the other guy just finished him off, so dead tank.
See if Intoxic can try and get a tri-cap here. All the SI spawned up, and you see a tongue cut there onto Ellis. Jockey trying to get his way in there, but easily shut down. Just the shotgun just plowing down on him. And same with that charger. And here comes a smoker. Again, the infected were just not able to get anything there. And we see an artillery spit coming out there, doing quite a bit of damage to Supra.
Yeah, and survivors slowly making their way forward here. Taking some damage, but nothing really to write home about. They have a witch to deal with, which the SI aren't up, but he actually misses the crown all by himself, so SI didn't really need to intervene there.
And here comes the jockey, tries to go for the jockey onto Ellis there, and Hunter gets skeeted very easily with the charger going for a free charge, but doesn't really know that he can't really get over that fence there.
And Thug Life killed every SI there. He skeeted onto, he M2'd and meleeed the jockey, and then he shot the charger to death, dealing with that hit all by himself.
Fuck, dude, I wouldn't want to play Super Mario with him. Oh, Smoker spawned up looking to pull onto Nick there, but Nick is just like, nope, I'm going to make my way going around the maze here, and end up getting a single rocket boom there onto Ellis, with Nick looking for that Smoker, and Nick getting a long-ass pull mid-air there. Is that considered a skeet, Sprout Salad?
A skeet by the Smoker, he skeeted Ellis.
Oh, no, it was more so a skeet onto Nick there, since he got him mid-air.
Oh, I thought it was... Wasn't Ellis the one that got pulled?
No, Ellis was off to the
Nick.
side.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Tongue skeeted Nick.
Heads up. Reloading here.
Event has been started, so I was trying to make their way in here. No, looks like nobody really cares about Rochelle as he tries to make his way in. He could have been pulled or any of that.
Yeah, the separation is real, and SI aren't really taking advantage of it. I'm assuming their concentration has kind of lapsed. Just, I don't know if they really care about the game in general.
Oh, this could be the tri-cap. Oh, he gets shoved aside. No, he ends up jumping out of the next shove. Oh, he ends up melee. He meleeed his leg. He meleeed his leg.
And Rochelle, if she can manage not to get pounced here, no, she gets the skeet. Might be able to clear her fellow survivors here.
I just see super just typing into chat, Miro? Oh, here comes the charger for round 2. He ends up getting the charge over show a vacuum charge.
And that was the bungee charge right there. Rochelle dropping down one floor in the building and then just kind of rubber banding all the way back up into the charger's arms. That was interesting.
Oh, right. So let's see what Intoxic has for their survivor side here.
Reloading.
So, Sprout Salad, what are you hoping to see as a bare minimum from Team Intoxic here as they go out?
I mean, Jimmy, you want me to be perfectly honest? I kind of want them to run out and just die because this game is over and they are dragging it out right now. They're not going to get anywhere points-wise, really, and all we're going to see is more trolling probably from both sides if the game goes on for much longer. So I kind of just, I want them to go out there and get hit in the face with a log or something and then GG.
Oh, we just saw a live sex change there. That is the quickest sex change I've ever seen on TV.
And looks like Thug Life is going round the same route that OGK chose for his tank to get that log. He's going to punch it over the hedge into the open field and then make his way back around the other side to a better position.
Yeah, and I just saw Hota's Smoker there. I guess he was watching a bit of Tarzan before he came to this game. Just jumping around in those trees there.
And we have the tank committing straight away with the log. He punches it quite far away. The SI support is coming in. Jockey manages to land and Charger whiffs it, but Tank getting a couple of punches and a couple of rocks. He's now close enough to the log that he can make something happen with it, maybe, but punches it a little bit further away again without hitting any survivors. And it looks like the Tank is probably done.
I want to say, considering everything that just happened in that tank fight, that was a lot of damage that went out on the survivors.
Yeah, I mean, Tank didn't really get a whole lot of anything. He was obviously hoping for some incaps with the log, but the log just wasn't cooperating. And the SI didn't really land either. The jockey was on somebody for, I don't know, 2 seconds. But yeah, you're right. Somehow the survivors took a lot of damage from all that.
Oh, this Charger. We're going to see a free charge. I just know it. This Charger is going to go for that free charge. No, he's going for Rochelle instead. He's going in there. He's not charging him. He's ended up going for some fancy up the stairs charge with a pull on the Nick there on the back of the truck or back of the car. God, it's too early for me to be casting.
Tell me about it. And too early to be casting this as well, whatever this is. The Charger right now, futilely trying to punch down the boards in the windows in the house here. Now he looks like he's looking around, checking out the real estate, examining the white goods in the kitchen. Now he is in some kind of little washroom. Okay, he did respawn in the end.
That was some prime real estate right there. So, pull under Rochelle, that's going to be some fall damage. Oh, but he ends up getting cleared just in time, and the Charger tried to go... Wait, what?
The Charger actually was all the way up on the very top of the roof, so when he charged, momentum took him all the way over the fence, and not even anywhere close to a survivor.
Yeah, no, that's what I was wondering what he's doing.
Was.
I guess the Charger's trying to do some drive-by here. I'm not sure if that's, yeah. Oh god, the Charger's going for another. Please, no, please!
And he lands!
You gotta be joking me.
I mean, to be fair, that particular survivor, Nick, was being held stationary by the pounce. The spit went down onto him as well, and while he was trying to get up from the pounce animation, or the end cap, the charger was free to line up his aim and just jump off that roof and hit him.
Yes. Oh, and a good boom coming out there onto Ellis there with that bomb bomb out. So the Horde's going to be coming after Ellis here in a second. We see another rocket charge here. Clearly, these charges must have worked for NASA before they came here.
They are coming straight out of the, the stratosphere. They're coming from pretty high up, not really doing a whole lot of anything.
That would
But
actually
still
be pretty.
impressive.
That'd be pretty terrifying. Could you imagine charges just falling out from the sky?
Like instead of a rain of frogs, a rain of chargers.
Exactly. Or instead of a rain of men.
Your dream.
Haha, no. Alright, here comes the Oh, that charger missing on the Feather Raw there. Spitter coming out, doing some damage to Feather Raw. And Jockey just kind of chilling. I don't think he's really going in. He's just pouncing around. Oh, but Coach wants him. Coach wants him. Is he going to go hunt him? No, he's not going to go hunt him.
Yeah, this is what I meant, though. I mean, the SA are clearly just fucking around. Survivors are, for some reason, trying to play this in a somewhat normal way, and I just hope the tank comes soon and kills everybody so we can get the hell out of here.
No, I'm half tempted to go
There he
into
is.
third-person mode right now, but it's clear to me that the tank is probably going to fuck around too. It's Supra. I mean, come on. Although
but
a really good hit there onto Ellis.
He is committing, though. Maybe?
Nope,
Maybe?
nope. He's gonna rock. He's gonna rock.
Really nice curve rock coming out from the tank there. And he is going to go for that in cap. Coach is down. Ellis is down. Tank is going to make his way over to the remaining two survivors, and fingers crossed is going to get them down and end the game.
He's still going for rocks. Yeah, I swear, if I see any teabagging from this tank, I'ma flip my shit, man. Oh my god, stop. Oh god. Stop rocking. Punch them. Okay, he's going for the final rock. He's going for the final rock, but Feather Rod dodges it. Stop. Please stop living. Please stop living.
Stop living. And that is the
Okay
game.
then.
Well, I mean, trolling aside, that was a really, really strong showing from Hellheim. I mean, in the early game, when they were still taking it somewhat seriously, we just saw them absolutely mowing down every single attack that Intoxic threw at them. Map 1 in particular, they took hardly any damage, tank included. And so now we can see why they're, I think they're seed number 2 or number 3. We can see why they're so highly ranked up on the table.
Yes, and we get to see, or at least the community got to see what some really, really high-end play can look like, at least Survivor side. Because Hellheim definitely brought it there with their Survivor side on map 1.
Are there any other games going on today? I didn't look at the schedule yet.
I believe there is another game going on tonight at 12 Eastern and 9 Pacific.
And who's playing
Yeah.
in that one?
Good lord, I have to check. I think it's gonna be... No, that one is already forfeit. Ah, god.
I'm gonna have a quick look here. We have 11:15 Eastern Saturday. That's going to be Sultans of Suck, which is Boomfrag's team against We Met on eHarmony, which is I believe their captain is Silver. We've also got, if I take a quick look here, Kitty May Cry versus Status Quo. Off the top of my head, I'm not too familiar who's on those teams, but they are playing tonight at 11:30 EST. What else do we have? Bravo and Rails are going to be facing off tonight at 7:30 p.m. EST. So that's 3 hours? That should be a pretty good match. I always enjoy watching whatever's and anybody else playing. Although that also could result in quite high-level trolling. We'll have to see. What else that we have? I think somebody played a match yesterday, and there was a game on Thursday. I don't think I see anything else scheduled.
Alrighty then. For sure, you want to get back to your coffee or your Saturday morning routine, and I want to go take a break. Alright.
Alright, man. Well, I enjoyed casting with you, and Have yourself a nice day.
All right, you too, and take care, guys, and hope to see you guys later tonight.